In the bamboo forest at night, Paws and Turt noticed something magical, glowing shadows dancing between the trees. Paws' leaf bracelet caught the light as Turt's pendant swayed gently. Curiosity sparked in Paws' eyes as he bounded after one of the shadows, his bracelet glowing faintly. Turt followed steadily behind, his pendant swinging with each determined step. The shadows formed a mysterious trail weaving through the bamboo. Paws bounded ahead excitedly while Turt plodded along, both following the glimmering path deeper into the forest. Their journey led them to a hidden glade where the shadows converged, forming a glowing rune on the forest floor. Fireflies circled above, adding to the enchantment. As they watched in wonder, the rune pulsed with light, revealing a vision of a hidden starlight gem. Paws gasped in amazement, while Turt nodded knowingly under the shimmering moonlight. Soon they discovered the starlight gem, holding it carefully between them. It pulsated with a gentle radiance that reflected off Turt's shell and made Paws' bracelet shine brighter. When Paws touched the gem, he saw a vision of a darkened forest grove desperately in need of light. His bracelet glowed in response as Turt watched intently. Their quest began. With determination in their hearts, they set off with the precious starlight gem. The path ahead glowed faintly, guiding their way through the bamboo forest. After some time, they arrived at the darkened grove from Paws' vision. The bamboo here was wilted and dim, lacking the vibrant energy of the rest of the forest. Carefully, Paws placed Starlight Gem in the center of the grove. Immediately, its light spread outward, restoring the bamboo's natural glow and bringing life back to this corner of the forest. Their next discovery was even more magical. Glowing vines that hummed a soft melody as they wove through the bamboo. Fireflies hovered nearby, dancing to the gentle sound. Playfully, Paws tugged on one of the vines, and the humming grew louder. Turt, ever curious, touched another vine, adding a new note to the growing melody. Soon they were plucking the vines like musical strings, creating a beautiful harmony that echoed through the forest. Paws' bracelet swung in rhythm, while Turt's pendant glinted with each note. The forest animals were drawn to the music. Birds, squirrels, and rabbits joined the impromptu concert, adding their own chirps and taps to the magical symphony. The entire forest seemed to vibrate with harmony as the vines glowed brighter. Paws danced joyfully while Turt swayed contentedly beneath the starry sky. Their journey continued to a stream that glowed with moonlit sparkles. Under the full moon's glow, the water seemed almost magical, reflecting light in all directions. Unable to resist, Paws splashed into the stream, his fur quickly wet with glowing sparkles. Turt waded in more cautiously, his shell steady as the water shimmered around them. Beneath the water's surface, they discovered a glowing moonstone. Paws' bracelet swung excitedly as Turt's pendant glinted, and curious fish circled around them. Together they placed the moonstone on a rock beside the stream. Almost immediately, the water began to glow even brighter, spreading moonlight throughout the forest. The stream was now radiant with light, fish leaping joyfully through the sparkling water. Paws clapped with delight while Turt smiled, watching the bamboo thrive in the newfound brightness. Further along their adventure, they spotted a glowing bamboo archway that radiated magic under the starlight. Both friends stood in awe of this magnificent forest structure. Paws approached the arch, his fur fluffed with excitement and his bracelet glowing brighter with each step. Turt followed cautiously as starlight filtered through the bamboo. Embedded in the arch was a stunning star gem that caught the light beautifully. Paws' bracelet swung as he pointed to the discovery, and Turt's pendant glinted in response. When they touched the gem together, starlight spread throughout the forest. Paws' bracelet glowed brilliantly as Turt's pendant swayed, and the arch became radiant with light. The entire forest was now bathed in starlight, the bamboo thriving under its gentle glow. Paws spun with joy while Turt swayed contentedly beneath the star-filled sky. Their adventures led them to discover a canopy of bamboo that glowed mysteriously under the moonlight. The sight was breathtaking, with light filtering down through the leaves. Always the adventurer, Paws climbed the bamboo to reach the glowing canopy. Turt watched from below, his pendant swaying as moonlight continued to filter through the tall stalks. Hidden among the leaves was a glowing lunar crystal that seemed to pulse with energy. Paws' bracelet swung excitedly as Turt's pendant glinted with recognition below. They carefully placed the crystal in a perfectly shaped slot within the bamboo, causing moonlight to spread throughout the canopy. Fireflies danced around them in celebration. The forest was transformed by the silvery glow from above, bamboo stalks thriving under the gentle light. Paws spun joyfully while Turt swayed to the rhythm of the moonlit forest. Their journey continued as they heard a soft humming sound coming from glowing flower petals scattered across the forest floor. Fireflies hovered nearby, adding to the magical display. Gently, Paws picked up one of the humming petals, his eyes wide with wonder as his bracelet glowed in response. Turt examined another petal, the humming growing louder at his touch. The petals formed a path through the forest, leading them forward on their adventure. Paws skipped ahead while Turt followed steadily, their way illuminated by floating, musical petals. At the end of the path stood a magnificent tree covered entirely in humming petals. Its glow was reflected in Turt's shell as fireflies circled the spectacular sight. As the hum of the petal tree spread throughout the forest, animals joined in with their own songs. Paws danced while Turt swayed, the forest alive with music under the stars. With all the magic they had brought to the forest, it was time for a celebration. Paws and Turt began decorating, hanging glowing lanterns from bamboo branches. Paws crafted a beautiful star-shaped lantern, his fur smudged with effort but his eyes bright with excitement. Turt helped steadily as fireflies circled their creation. As night fell, Turt gathered the young forest animals to tell stories of their adventures. His shell glowed softly as he spoke, with Paws listening nearby, surrounded by twinkling lanterns. The celebration turned into a joyful dance under the starlight. Paws and Turt joined the animals, with Paws' bracelet swinging and Turt's pendant swaying to the rhythm of the forest. The festival was magnificent, lanterns floating above, animals celebrating, and bamboo glowing all around. A Paws spun with joy as Turt swayed contentedly in the magical night. Their celebration was joined by a surprise guest. The mischievous forest spirit returned in a puff of sparkles, its wings fluttering excitedly. Paws and Turt were delighted to see their old friend. With a cheeky grin, the spirit proposed a challenge to find hidden moonlight gems throughout the forest. Paws bounced with excitement while Turt chuckled at the new adventure. The search began. Paws climbed bamboo stalks to look in high places while Turt carefully checked under leaves and stones. The forest shimmered around them as they hunted. Finally, they found all the moonlight gems, holding them up as their bracelet and pendant glowed in response. The spirit clapped with delight as the bamboo pulsed with light. As a reward for completing the challenge, the spirit scattered sparkles and gifted them a glowing moonlight crown. Paws wore it proudly as Turt smiled, the forest animals cheering. The grand celebration continued through the night, with bamboo adorned with glowing lanterns and animals dancing everywhere. Fireflies filled the air like floating stars. Paws performed a special star dance wearing his moonlight crown, his fur bouncing with each joyful movement. Turt clapped along as the animals cheered for their forest hero. Not to be outdone, Turt surprised everyone by swaying to the music, his shell wobbling with the rhythm. Paws clapped enthusiastically as fireflies swirled around his friend. The forest spirit provided a dazzling finale, scattering glowing petals that floated through the air. Paws and Turt watched in awe as their bracelet and pendant glowed in response. And so the forest thrived, glowing under the starry sky with bamboo towering proudly and fireflies dancing. Paws and Turt stood together, their silhouettes framed by the eternal light they had helped restore to their magical home.